Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spilling and Spiraling. I am Tiffany,
Alicia.
and we're going to be spilling and spiraling about all the things today, as we always do. Before we dive in, Alicia, how's it been? I feel like we haven't talked in a while. It's been 2 weeks since we've recorded. We both
Yes.
had crazy lives. What's going on with you?
Yes, I've moved in with my boyfriend, so things have just been chaotic. Everything is everywhere. It's fun because we've been long distance and now we're living together, so it's that obviously super fun. But I feel like when you combine stuff with someone else, it's always like stressful. Like you're like, okay, we have to like, what are we gonna put here? What are we gonna do there? Like, because everyone has their own way of living in their own spaces. So that's been such a fun experience to kind of go through. But no, we're super happy and we have a house. So yay.
Exciting!
Yeah.
And your dog Sadie is probably so happy to have a yard.
Oh my gosh, she loves it. She'll go outside for like 5 to 10 minutes and then she'll just come up to the door and just bark one time. She's like letting us know that she's like ready to come inside. And she loves all the tile and the wood floor that we have
I
here.
bet she loves a cool floor.
Yeah, there's no carpet literally anywhere. Like we have to buy rugs. Uh, and she doesn't really pant. She's just so content. She's in the room right now sleeping next to me. But yeah, she's obsessed. So
That's exciting. I love that for
how
you.
are you? How are your trip?
Good. We took a break because I had a bunch of trips planned. I went to San Diego for a few days with my kids, dropped them off with their grandmas, and then I went on a girls trip and we went to Telluride, Colorado, Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and Arches National Park in Moab, Utah. And then this weekend I'm going to New York. So many travel plans.
So many fun things.
Yeah, but the trip
Is
was really fun.
I didn't know Colorado and Utah were like right near each other.
Yeah.
Um, so that's cool that you got to see both though.
Yeah, we like drove. I used to go to Salt Lake City a lot for work, but this was like a different part, which was really fun. And I think out of all the places we went, because we were just like going from 4 in the morning till like 10 o'clock at night every day, because we wanted to catch the sunrises at the national parks and whatnot. But I think my favorite of all the places was Moab. Telluride was also beautiful, but the best food that I found was in Moab. Everything they had was like they had tons of vegan and gluten-free options. I'm not vegan, but I don't do dairy, so it was really easy for me to get like treats and stuff. Um, and then Telluride was just beautiful. Like it was like being in another country.
Yeah, that sounds so fun. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a better food experience than when we were in Seattle because it sounds like you had more
Seattle was
options.
good.
And it was food. We didn't do so well on the food aspect, though. I think like we saw a
Yeah,
lot of good sights, but I think food for us we ranked it pretty low. So it sounds like on this trip
that's
you
true.
had a much better experience.
I'm just thinking about the chowder we had because the vegan chowder I had in Seattle, that was
Yes,
a
that
trip.
was very good. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm focused on that food truck food that we that we had that wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
Yeah,
He
you're
he,
right.
he
You're
hyped it up
so
a
right.
lot.
Well, we found a food truck park in Moab and we went to that. And honestly, like that was the best food truck food I've ever had. Every single one of those trucks had something vegan. I was like, I want to come back here, but we didn't have time. But I had like the best sushi. I got spam masubi. I got
Nice.
but I saw that they had like vegan quesadillas, vegan pizza, all like so many different things.
Yeah, no, that's great. Is the spam masubi, is that the where the spam and the rice, then it's wrapped
Yeah.
in seaweed? Okay. Tony's been eating a lot of that. His mom made him some, and he's been feeding it to Sadie. She's like addicted to it now.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
she like will sit and just watch him eat it, and
Yeah,
she's a
that's like
fan.
my
So
favorite thing. I love spam.
really,
Yeah.
okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Spam musubi, I love it. Oh, so
Spam, I think, is making a comeback with the younger generations, from what I've seen on online
it's kinda
in
gross when you
articles.
think about it, but I don't think about it.
Yeah, it's like when your husband was like, "Don't you want to know where the meatballs and spaghettios come from?" I'm like, "No,
Uh-uh.
I I don't want to know. I like it from time to time, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Like, I don't like to think about the fact that Kraft mac and cheese is like powder.
Yeah, but it's so good.
It's so good, just don't think about it.
Yeah. I mean, even like Sunny D.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm. I mean, I love Sunny D. I don't anymore because of what I now know is in the ingredients,
What is it?
but it's don't quote me on this, but like I think it's like used up pulp and oranges, like the throwaways
Ew.
that they then grind up
Ugh.
and make into Sunny D.
I don't like
Yeah.
Sunny D. I think it's too, I don't know if sour is the right word, like, it's too tangy.
Well, like a tart.
Yeah.
See, I like that, but I don't drink it anymore, obviously.
Remember we used
Which
to drink
if
Tang all the time? Did you ever drink that?
no, what's Tang?
Tang? It's like a can of powder, and it's, like, reminiscent of Sunny D, I think, but worse, like, way worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
never heard of it,
My
but now
god.
I
And it
must
had,
look
like, an
into it.
orangutan that was, like, the mascot.
I feel like I need to Google this.
This is, like,
Yeah,
peak
like what?
90s.
I mean, I feel like some of the things from the '90s have just like blocked out of my brain.
Yeah, me too. I saw this
Oh,
post the other day that was like, remember when we used to get those little lip glosses from the bathroom? They were like
what?
I forget what they were called.
Like a tampon dispenser?
Yes, they were in the bathroom stalls, not the stalls, but like in the dispensers where the tampons are, and it was lip gloss, and it was like a tiny little dome-shaped lip gloss that was like watermelon, blueberry, like really random bright flavors. Yes, those were the
No.
best.
See, that's just goes right over my head. I feel like too, the thing that surprises me is like I'll remember something if I see a photo of it. I'll be like, wow,
Yeah.
I forgot all about this. And then all of a sudden I see a photo. I'm like, oh my God, yes, that was my childhood. And I always found that interesting. I'm like, how can you remember something but not at the same time?
Yes. They were called Lip Rages. I'm gonna send you a
Oh
picture.
my gosh. Yeah, and I need to know what that is. I love the name though.
Yes. Okay, I just took a screenshot, I'm gonna send it to you.
I have literally no idea what this is. I
I have
Googled
a
it.
thing. Oh, you did? Yeah. Yeah, they were, like, in all the bathrooms, and the sour drops.
Like for free? Like you could just pick it up and take it?
No, you had to pay for them. I think they were, like, a quarter
Okay.
cents.
Okay. That's smart. That's good that we weren't just like letting them be a free for all.
Bathroom lip.
Not that I yeah, not that I believe in capitalism or anything. It's just like, you know,
I
you
feel
never
like
know.
if they still had those today, my daughter would be all over that.
Yeah, I literally Serenity, your kid is so funny. Like we literally got her a lip gloss experience. And then we went out shopping and then she bought like or wanted to buy at least like 2 or 3 more lip
Uh-huh.
glosses.
Every time I
It's
go
like
out,
we
she has to buy a lip gloss, and I'm like, "Dude."
I and the thing is like I wanna line them all up and look at them because I'm like, are they like I feel like there's small variations maybe of like a different color each time. So they are different, but they're like it's
They're
so
all
minor that
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it just but I also understand it because I'm the same way.
I mean, yeah. No, absolutely. I feel like that age lip gloss is fun. As long as she's not like I mean, there's nothing wrong with like, um, lipstick, but like she's
Yeah,
too young, I
she's
think.
too little.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's staying with my mother-in-law right now, and when she starts to get kind of in these, like, tantrum moods, she starts getting really worked up. My mother-in-law will be like, "Do you wanna do my makeup?" And that relaxes her, but she has been
Yes.
on FaceTime a few times while she's, like, doing her makeup, and she's giving her, like, black eyes with the makeup. And she's like, "I'm gonna make you into a vampire." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
I mean, that maybe she becomes like a theater makeup artist, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, "She
I
really does look dead."
I that reminds me of something. Hold on, let me see if I can find the photo. My niece, who just graduated 5th grade, crazy. She loves makeup, or she did.
Yeah.
And I remember I was babysitting her one time, and she's like, "Can I put makeup on you?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she put it like all over my face. She like drew a flower in makeup on my face. And hold on,
That's
I
what
definitely took
Serenity
photos.
tries to do, and I'm like, "Girl," I don't let her do my makeup, I would never, but I think it's
It
so funny.
it burned my face, like, it hurt.
Well,
Hold on,
my
I'm trying to find a
mother-in-law
photo.
likes it. She likes when they brush her hair, so she's
Yeah,
been paying them, like, $2 for every 5 minutes to brush her hair, and so my son Justin's been like, "Grandma, let me brush your hair." Oh my
can
god,
you
it's
see
sick.
that? It's it's like yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it was fun, but that's good though that your mother-in-law enjoys it. Like that I mean, I'm sure it's a fun way for her to bond with the grandkids.
Yeah, she loves having them. I'm like, I'm actually starting to miss them, and
I was about to ask, how does it feel not having kids at home right now?
it's so weird. I'm like, Gilbert and I went out and we did a bunch of errands yesterday, and we're like, "What did we do? Were we just so bored?" Like, you can't believe we ever said we were tired because we just were like, "Oh my gosh, all this free time."
Yeah. It's funny when I saw, Gilbert the other day when we were all, like, having dinner, Tony's parents were like, "So how is it not having, like, anybody at home?" And he's like, "It was great for, like, a day." And he's like, "I miss everybody." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can imagine."
Yeah, when I came home, he was like, "Oh my gosh, I was so bored," because I went with the 2 kids to California to drop them off with the grandmas, but my husband stayed and worked. So he was like, "I'm just bored."
You know, catch up on shows, sleep,
That's what he was
just
like, "What did we do?" I was like, "Well, we just watched a lot of TV, I think. We watched a lot more Below Deck."
yeah,
It's easier to
which
watch on an island.
you've got me hooked on that now, but yeah. Um, do you guys have, like, an itinerary plan for New York?
So I definitely wanna check out Soft Bar. I'm trying to revolve a day around being in Brooklyn. I don't have, like I just have some floating plans, but I'm
Okay.
gonna solidify it probably today or on the plane tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
I'm like it feels like, I don't know, like it's still the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of New York. I've only seen Times Square really. I've been there for work, but um I really want to check out the Met, go on the stuff at the
Yeah.
Met.
I, I don't know what good it would do, but my cousin works there.
Fun.
She's like, she works in the art department, obviously. Well,
How
it's probably the whole
cool.
Met, but yeah, I don't know exactly what she does, but, yeah,
That's
a
awesome.
lot of my family is based in New York or grew up in New York,
Yeah.
so
Okay, so should we jump into news?
yes, let's
Okay.
do it.
So, was just kind of looking around on what's going on in the world today. It is Pride Month. Happy Pride.
Yes.
Um, I always, my husband always jokes that, like, all the companies are celebrating Pride, which is amazing. But we always say, like, Olive Garden, they say, when you're here, you're family, except for the month of June. When you're here, you're gay. Love Pride Month, though. It's always so fun. So I was doing some research on some of the companies who are celebrating Pride Month. And so a few that are supporting right now are Abercrombie and Fitch. They are donating $400,000 to the Trevor Project for LGBTQ plus crisis intervention, which is amazing. American Eagle is going to have their Pride collection. I remember a couple years back I feel like every year they do a Pride collection. I could be wrong, but a couple years back I bought this really cute Pride score. I love it. But they're gonna be donating $150,000 to the It Gets Better project. Converse is maintaining its Proud to Be sneaker collection, which will have ongoing support to charities like the Ali Forney Center and the It Gets Better project as well. And then lastly, Pottery Barn is gonna have Pride-themed home decor with 25% of the proceeds going to the Trevor Project. So I just love to see companies continuing to support these causes and support your pride collections.
Yeah, it's great to hear that, like, obviously, they're big corporations, right? And they're not just putting out these products for themselves, but they're also donating,
Yes,
a portion of the
exactly.
funds. So that's always good to hear and see.
Yes, I think it makes it a little less like performative and more impact in those areas. So we love
Yes.
to see it.
I know Michael's probably they do some sort of pride display every year, having worked there
Let's
in the past. So yeah, I know they also do something for it as well.
love it. I love it. The next piece of news. So, Australian authorities confiscated over 100,000 live exotic cockroaches from a commercial breeder in New South
Ew.
Wales. And
Wait.
that was valued at roughly $141,000, which is Australia's largest ever seizure of illegal invertebrates and highlights the country's biosecurity laws. That's disgusting.
Wait, there's like people that breed cockroaches? Is that-
Australia has enough bugs. Like, we don't need to be breeding more.
yeah. Also, cockroaches, no one needs that. No one, like, I don't know why that. No, I have so many questions.
Apparently the
That's,
species was strictly banned from being imported, bred, or kept in Australia at all, because
yeah.
they haven't undergone an environmental risk assessments, and they have posed a significant threat of spreading diseases, to that wildlife that lives in the area. So, um, yeah, nasty.
I, yeah. Like, what was his plan? Like, why? Like, who were people going to buy from him?
I think so.
Who were
I
the
mean, it was
buyers?
valued at $141,000. Who's buying
Ew.
cockroaches?
Exactly. I mean, unless like some other animals maybe eat them, but still,
Yeah.
I I don't know why you want a pet cockroach. So hopefully no one was wanting that because that's gross.
Oof. Yeah, my son has been asking for pet, like, hamsters. That's
Oh,
very
okay.
different.
There's a cockroach. I feel like growing up, I had a pet hermit crab. People would like
My
give me that
husband
as like
has
a birthday
one.
present. Yeah, yeah.
So
They
cute.
never lasted very long.
No.
R.I.P. Um, it's funny though that you say cockroaches because I had a dream the other day where I was living in my old apartment and like I was just living in cockroaches. So
One
yeah,
of
I woke up
our first
terrified.
one of our first apartments in, Oceanside, California had a really bad cockroach problem, and I remember we called the exterminator, and they were like, "Yeah, it's because, like, the next door neighbors are, um, not clean and doing stuff they're
Mhm.
not supposed to be doing." And so we really couldn't do anything about it, but it was so nasty because we would just turn on the lights and see them scatter everywhere, and I was like,
Oh
it was bad.
no, no. Yeah, that's gross. I actually found a few dead ones when I was cleaning out my apartment. That was fun. That was a
I
fun
feel like you
experience.
might get 1 or 2 out here, and especially, like, where we live, but
Yeah.
not infestation.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gross on your neighbor's part that they were
Yeah,
letting that happen.
they were gross. Not fun. But that's all I got for news this week. Okay, should we dive into celebrity gossip this week?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. So first, everybody's talking about the Knicks game. There's a few things that kind of came out of that. People are like gawking at the fact that Taylor Swift and Kylie Jenner gave each
Mhm.
other a hug. Even though they've like had a feud. Well, Taylor's had feud with Kim Kardashian. Um, and then obviously Timothy Chalamet was there. And then also on top of that, Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun, which I also didn't
Mm.
know that they were a couple at all. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah. I they've been like not really like posting about it until recently. She did like a photo dump after I think Stagecoach or right around Stagecoach,
Hmm.
which there's theories on why she did that, but yeah.
What's the theory? Do you know?
I think it's like because she was just getting a lot of attention and like he wanted to be a little more secure in the relationship and so she posted because they were very secretive, right? Because she was engaged until like a year or two ago.
Who is she engaged?
Um I don't remember his name.
Oh.
I could
Hmm.
Google it. Um and then yeah, then they've been dating for a while, I think. She'd been like but I think I remember they were like seen together, but then she was asked in an interview if she was single and she said yes. Not recently, but like when they first started to like date. So,
She's like, I'm single. I'm
but
not married.
that's also I feel like a trend because the same thing happened with Marciano and um
Jesse.
Jesse.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
I
maybe that's just a thing celebrities do.
I just got downloaded on, like, well, I feel like everybody knows somewhat of the Scooter and Taylor stuff, but, like, on my trip, my friend who's, like, deep into all the Taylor lore was like, "This is what happened. This is what happened with Scott. This is what Father Figure is about, and this is what, My Tears Ricochet is about." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," and we were just, like, going into all the lore, so I'm like, "Scooter Braun, boo."
Oh, yeah, and then he claims, like, that he didn't even know her, he never really met her, so he didn't understand why there was, like, all this nastiness, he was just excited to work with her, and, I'm like, "Yeah, I get that to an extent," but then he, like, denied her the ability to, like, buy back her masters, so
Yeah.
you kinda, like yeah, I don't yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. He's
Speaking of
no longer
saying
in
you
the
didn't know,
business.
oh, I didn't know that actually. Speaking of acting aloof, okay, Summer House reunion, and,
Yes.
let's talk about that, but also the fact that Amanda was like, "I don't know what music I'm posting, I'm just, like, picking a song and posting." Girl, you are a girl, you know
No.
what you're doing.
Yes. Who was it that said that? Nia? Or was it Sierra? Maybe it was the both of them in the reunion. They were like, "Girls post stuff with a meaning."
Yeah,
Almost every it's like when you were in, like, high school and you were posting song lyrics on Facebook.
and
Like,
you're,
you knew
like,
what you were
sub
doing.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's always intent. Like, and e even if that's not the case, like, which I think it is, but still, don't post things that just, like, I don't know, just think about what you post. Like, especially around the time of when you post it, like, come on.
Do they have
It's just crazy.
no PR people whatsoever?
I have no idea. I also think they have no emotion. Like, what
They have to be on
ha
beta blockers, allegedly. Dun, dun, dun.
so well, so I've been getting a lot on my For You page of, like, that's not what a beta blocker does. A beta blocker does not, like, block your inability to, like, stop your emotions. It just kind of, like, helps you, like, for instance, calm your anxiety to get in front of a crowd and speak, right? It's not gonna block you from not being sad or whatever, so people are allegedly saying it's something else. Um, and I watched the Watch What Happens live with, Jesse Solomon
Mm.
and Rachel Lindsay, but she was talking about the beta blockers. And she's like, yeah, that does not, they should have some more emotion and they
Do
should
you
have
think
more.
it was funny, though, that Andy stops mid-reunion and is like, "Are you guys on something?" Like,
Yeah. Rachel did say this on Watch What Happens. She's like, you kind of fed it to them. You kind of said, are you guys on beta blockers or something?
yeah, he
But no, it's accurate. They definitely were on. How can you have no emotion? Like, you have your quote unquote one of your closest friends. It's crying next to you and you have no emotion.
who was I listening to?
Shut up.
I think I was listening to Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino, and he's like, "I Raquel is, like, the master of, taking accountability compared to Amanda right now." Like, she just
Yes.
has no emotion, no nothing.
Even I mean, yeah, and it like, any sort of emotion, like, Sierra had anger, right? Like, Lindsay had, like, a fiery passion when she was like, everyone had some sort of emotion, they didn't have to be crying, but those 2 were just like
Carl, like, Carl's getting
yeah,
pissed. Um,
yeah, which
I
was that was
saw
good to see.
things being like, yeah, like, Carl sitting next to West, he's just, like, so disgusted. Um, and then
Yeah.
someone else was like, "Yeah, if Carl and Jesse were looking at me the way that they're looking at Wes, like, I would feel something."
Yeah, but nothing, and even when they went back to the room on one of the breaks, I don't remember what part it was, um, but they, like, they had no emotion, they were, like, so over it, they were like, "Yeah, like, I think it's gonna get better from here." Like, what? And then it seemed like they, like, weren't thinking about it, but they had all these discussions, yet they weren't talking about the discussions, and the part that really bothers me, and this has been said online, is that West did not really say much in the reunion, but he had a lot to say on his podcast. And I feel like you can't really have like a Bravo contract if you're not willing to have those discussions in front of your friends, in front of the people that pay you. Like, I get it, you can use your podcast as another outlet, but you, you kind of were like just trying to appease us. Like, you weren't, you thought that it was going to go over well. You thought, oh yeah, well, like I'll look like I'm taking accountability and I'm not. It didn't come across that
Something.
way.
Well, and then I, saw something where Kyle, like, obviously there's a bonus episode next week where Kyle and Wes sit down, and Kyle's like, "Yeah, I feel like we just sat there and talked for 2 hours and didn't really get anywhere." And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what West is giving is like at least, like, whereas Amanda doesn't have a lot of accountability to give, she I don't know, she's at least talking more. Wes is just sitting there like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel for Amanda in the sense of like, I mean, I don't, but I feel in the sense of like, West isn't really like saying much. When, I mean, I'm not saying that Kyle is the best, but like, at least in the past, he would stand up for Amanda. Even you're seeing it even on In the City, how he's like defending her and bringing it up. And like, that's what your partner should do.
I
And
I fear that I'm forgetting how toxic Kyle can be because he's kinda making me
yes,
love him because I'm like, "Oh, he's so sweet and he's so sad and he da da da," and he bad boy. But
yeah, no, he's not perfect. And I'm still remembering all of the bad things that Carl has done and said, but or
Kyle.
not Carl, Kyle. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Carl. I mean, Carl, you were also bad in season 1 and 2. You've progressed. But yeah, I think Kyle, you feel for him in some way. You can't help to not.
Just the
Like,
way he was
I,
crying made me so sad.
yeah, they're just different situations. Like, yes, he was not great in the marriage, but also she probably wasn't either. Um, Not saying like one is worse than the
Yeah.
other, but then obviously like you have like a friend group that you've destroyed because of this new relationship.
It just seems very clear that Amanda does not love herself, and it's sad, and it's hard I don't know. It's hard to think of it because I would never do something like that.
Right.
So I can't
Well,
justify it, but I understand where she's in a place where she doesn't love herself and she feels like she has no value, so she's just gonna, like, leap towards the first person.
yeah. I feel like she was on the right path of like figuring it out. Like she's been with Kyle for a very long time. Um and having been in a relationship myself with someone from an early age, like yeah, you need time apart away from everything and I think you're right, she didn't do that. She had plans to do that and then did not work out.
No.
And honestly, that bonus episode, I don't really know what that's gonna tell us because we know they're in Italy right now.
I feel like they
So,
don't
like
actually like each other, and they're just, like, kinda together because they have to make it work at this point, and West even kinda said that.
yeah. Well, uh, yeah, it goes back to, like, not only what Ben said about bro code, because like, I'm not a guy, so I don't know bro code, but, like, I know girl code, and, like, you don't do that to someone you consider a really good friend, like, at all. Like, you you can and I think I saw a clip of Carl saying it, like, Carl not Carl, oh my goodness, Kyle. I mean, maybe it applies to Carl as well. Like he loves Lindsay, right? Kyle loves Lindsay, but it's not like a he wants to date Lindsay. It's it's a mutual respect and like a like you care for that person. And I feel like they're getting their signals crossed. Like I feel like they had that and that's fine. And if Amanda considers West a close friend, sure. Like that would be fine. But the fact that she like now is in a relationship and put out a joint statement and like lie to everybody. That's the interesting part to me because I'm Carl. Yes, I mean to say Carl this time, and Jesse Solomon at the Chicks in the Office live podcast clip at the end of March. And we brought up West because the clip of him on Watch What Happens Live asking about Amanda came up. And they were like, yeah, no, like West worded that really weird, but that they're not doing anything. They're not dating. And then like less than a week later, their statement came out. So I truly, I mean, it now knows it sounds like they had suspicions, but I, it doesn't sound like they knew because like they said his statement was weird, but like no, that it's not accurate.
It's
So
just, like, surreal that all of us like, those rumors were coming out and all of us were like, "That's too taboo. No way."
yeah, it makes
And
no
then all of a
sense.
sudden, it was real.
I think a lot of us thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. I was hoping it was.
I know. I mean, that's a messed up April Fool's joke, but like
Yeah.
I I do have to say production did a great job on the summer house of it all. And yeah, it's interesting now seeing in the city because it was filmed obviously before. Uh, so
Yeah.
that's interesting as well. Yeah.
The last thing to do with that too, I heard that KJ and Dara the Explorer may have broken up. Um, but
Jesse,
I think they're back
yeah.
together.
Well, I don't know about that
Why?
because Jesse on Watch What Happens Live last night or the night before said that they're broken up.
Ah,
So
okay.
unless they got
So
back together recently,
I had just listened to KJ and on Carl's podcast, and he was we broke up for a minute. Like I was trying to work through my stuff, blah blah blah. And now we're back together. But that might Watch What Happens Live. I think is more recent than that podcast episode. Um,
I
and he
mean,
probably recorded that podcast episode a little while back.
yeah, I don't know. Jesse could be wrong. um, but he said, yeah, he said that they were broken up. But I don't. Someone asked like why they aren't following each other on Instagram, which like how is that the barometer of like you're in a relationship or not? Like that's
You know what
that.
though? I There was this like random couple, and I was like, I'd never see her post her husband anymore, like, that's really weird, I wonder if they're still together, so then I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, "Are they following each other?" And they were not, and I was like, "Oh my god, they must
Mm,
have gotten a divorce, like, that's crazy." Then 2 days later, they're posting that they're kissing, and they were following each other, so I don't know if I'm crazy and my Instagram glitch, or if they were going through a little
weird.
something. Also, why did my intuition go, "Hmm," like, why am I so nosy? But I was just like, "I feel like they're not together."
That's yeah, that's weird that it glitched like that. But honestly, I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
I was just
I
bored.
I'm one of those people, and it's because of like my past that I don't really post my significant other on Instagram as
Yeah.
much. Um, Not like for any other reason except for like, you know, I I just like having my own face on my own Instagram.
Yeah,
He'll be on there. He just won't be the first photo.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's move on to the next celebrity gossip topic. Jordan from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is on 100 Cooks. Have you watched it?
No.
Me either. I'm probably not going to.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
probably not going to. The AI of it all though, of him touching up his face is hilarious.
just I can't I can't watch him.
I really want to buy one of us a cameo
Oh my god.
and see what he says because I just feel like, but then I don't want to give him money. You know what I mean? Like it's a double edged sword.
Yeah, that's true. There's better people we could get cameos from, like the guy who always goes, "Hello, princess," and he slaps his feet together. Have you seen that guy?
No,
No.
but I want to. Wait,
For my
what?
TikTok feed, he's like, I don't know, making fun of that cringe kid in middle school, and he has, like, a fedora, and he's always laying on his bed, and he goes, "Hello, princess," and he slaps his little feeties together. I'm gonna send it to you. But I wanna buy a cameo from him, not
That's
from
funny.
Jordan.
Yeah. So do you remember Glee?
Yes.
The guy that played Will Schuester,
Mhm.
he is doing a lot of cameos and they're very like cringe, but like in a fun way. And he's now like gaining popularity back, I think. And he went on like one of the Today shows or morning shows or something and like um has just been talking about how like it's brought a lot of income back. Not a lot, like it's not his overall income, but like he's like, it's surprising how because like it blew up and now like everyone's requesting
Oh my gosh.
because he like sings and dances.
Oh, that's
So
so
it's
cute.
yeah.
That's so I
Um
love TikTok.
yeah. I will say there is another piece of news that I just saw. Uh and I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the photos of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively on a date night?
No.
They were at one point, like, she was on his back, like, he was giving her a piggyback ride. Like,
I
I
feel like this is for show.
yeah, I'm like, "Did you call the paparazzi?" And, like, I I've never seen a grown couple do piggyback rides before, but
Oh my gosh, that just reminds me of a TikTok I saw last night where it was this guy and he was like, every wife that dies in the beginning of the movie, and he would like had his sheet dress on, he was like running in the wind, like and he was like gardening and he's like just laughing and like being silly and being the life of the party. Like that's what that feels like of just like main trying to be main character energy, but like
Yeah.
flopping for me.
Yes. Well, my thought is like, I've never, obviously, I'm not a celebrity. I'll probably never be famous, and I'm fine with that. But like, how do you call the paps like on yourself? Like, how do you get a
Oh,
like? Do you just
do you have the
befriend them?
do you have the main Paps
They,
phone number?
yeah. Like, how does that work? And like, I, I don't know. Like,
Somebody asked
what's the
Heather Dubrow.
purpose? Oh, really?
No, but, like, remember everyone was saying she called the paparazzi because she had all these photos with Terry Dubrow at, Disneyland, and
Oh,
they're, like, pointing
yes, I
at her,
remember
and they're
that.
like, "Ha, ha, ha." And she keeps denying that she didn't call the paparazzi, but, like, we know she did.
Are you pointing at a bird? I mean, they do say that when you get older, though, you get really into bird watching. So
That's true. I
maybe that's
follow
a
some bird
possibility.
watching influencers on TikTok, to be honest with you.
We have a little bird's nest in our backyard.
That's cute.
So we don't watch the birds, but we see them come in and we're like, oh, that's fun.
Love
I
that.
don't know if that's bird watching though, but yeah.
Okay, so this week's spiraling topic. We wanted to talk about AI data centers because it feels very relevant. We're seeing all these people talk about the water usage and just like let's talk about why it's using all the water. Which also reminds me, did you ever watch that show Stumble?
Yes.
Okay, the one about the cheerleaders on Peacock.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's, like, this episode where they're gonna bring an AI data center to their town, and the cheer coach is like, "Yes, this'll be great for our dinky little town, like, bring it on, we're gonna get all this foot traffic, we're gonna get all this funding, da, da, da," and then a week later, they're like, "Actually, it's way worse for our environment because there's no water, and we need the AI data center to leave." I feel like we're actually hearing a lot of real stories about that, so let's talk about why. So for anyone who doesn't know, those AI data centers, they are full of just really big computers that train and run AI models like ChatGPT, image generators, um, Google, OpenAI, like all those companies are using these data centers to process huge amounts of data. And the reason why they need the water is because these data centers get really hot and they need to be cooled down. So it's kind of just like a giant digital factory instead of making actual materials and things like food or making cars, anything like that. It's actually just sitting there and it's training the AI models on data sets. I used to work for an AI company back in the day, and right when ChatGPT, like we used to use certain models of AI before ChatGPT got really huge. Right when it got huge, they started using that, and what we found is like that those models, they're always learning, and so the machines are always running, and processing information. So inside of these big AI plants, there's tons of servers, networking equipment, storage systems, and then AI chips that take a lot of electricity and are continuing to generate heat. And so, again, the reason why they need water is to cool it because they run extremely hot and then they'll overheat and then the equipment could potentially fail. And so they kind of use the water in two big ways. They'll either cool the equipment directly or they'll cool down the building. Because they need those giant cooling towers, similar to what you see on like power plants or large office complexes. Water will evaporate and release heat from the building. And so they need that water. Any questions this far? I feel like I'm a teacher.
No, I feel like you answered my question because I was like, how wouldn't like I thought I've been told to not pour water on like electronics because it'll just like
Yeah.
break it. So that's interesting that
Yeah. They
it,
circulate cooled water throughout the pipes near the servers to absorb the heat as well. So you're not really like pouring it on top.
Right.
And then newer AI chips, they're so power dense that traditional fans, they're not always enough. So that's why they need to like be pumping the water.
Okay.
Yeah. So these AI centers, they can go through millions of gallons of water a day, depending on the climate, cooling design, size of the facility, and then how often they're being used. Training large AI models can indirectly require large amounts of water because of the electricity generation and cooling infrastructure that they need. Researchers have estimated that AI workloads can have significant water footprints, especially in hotter regions of the world. So the reason why this is such a big discussion right now is like we talked about, like in the show Stumble, like communities and environmental groups, they're getting a lot more concerned because AI is exploding. Everyone's saying it's like the next industrial revolution. The data centers are getting larger, and then some are being built in drought prone areas. So that means they're going to need more water, and those water and power grids are getting strained. And so those communities are losing power, losing water. Um, but at the same time, a lot of those companies are trying to improve efficiency through liquid immersion cooling, recycling water, using non potable or reclaimed water, and then building in cooler climates as well, and then also redesigning those energy efficient chips so that they don't need as much water. But you can kind of think of it as like a warehouse. An AI data center is like a warehouse size supercomputer, and it's running at full speed all the time, 24/7, producing enough heat that it essentially needs an industrial scale air conditioning system. And then those rely obviously heavily on water, and they transfer heat really efficiently.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen videos from the news where it's like they talk about how like it's causing surrounding neighborhoods water to be like brown and undrinkable. And so yeah, I mean it's great that they're obviously trying to course correct, but it's also like I feel like they're just gonna keep building and then get back to the course correcting later. Like they I don't know if they really see it as a priority. I mean, it's just my opinion, right? Like obviously they just keep building all of these data centers and now they're like, "Oh yeah, we've noticed," or like we've heard, like we should probably course correct and fix this.
Mhm. Yeah, totally. It's kind of scary the way it's popping off, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I did look up some wild AI data center facts. So, just kind of like for the general public to know, if you do an AI search, it's going to use way more power than just like Googling something. If you're just Googling, it's obviously pretty lightweight. But an AI generated response can require a lot more computing power because the system is always learning. Whereas, like, if you're using a calculator, it's giving you the answer very easily. But if you are using AI to search something, it's thinking, improving the answer, trying to find a better one. Like it's working a lot harder than if you were to just ask the calculator. One plus one. The chips that are inside, they're more valuable than luxury cars. Um, so, a single AI data center, they can contain thousands of them, which makes these data centers worth a lot, a lot of money. Um,
Well, sorry. And I feel like, I don't know, these data centers, I mean, they don't need people, right? It's all for the most part electronic.
yeah,
Like it basically teaches itself to run. So
yeah. Well, and I've like
that's
talked to different people because I've been curious. Like people say that AI can get rid of all the humans. So I'm like, how could that happen? Um, have you heard any of those like theories?
no, but it just brings me back to the movie I Robot.
Well, yeah, and
Scares
it
me.
kind of reminds me of Avengers Age of Ultron. Um, because I what the theories that I've heard are that the AI can decide that the world is being ruined by humans, and so then it can start eliminating the things that we humans need, like electricity. It can, like, cut off all of our power. It can, like, cut off all of our water if it deems this unnecessary. Like, it could go down that road, and people say because the way that we train them, um, they won't do that. but the AI, it gets smarter and smarter, and so that is
Yeah.
the scary thing about it.
Yeah. I always say thank you and please to my AI because I use it from time to time. Um, but I'm like, what if it like takes over and like, I don't know, tries to
Yeah.
it remembers that I didn't say please and thank you.
Well, I was just reading a book about this because they were also saying, like in this book I was reading, they were saying like you wouldn't say please and thank you to your calculator, you wouldn't say please and thank you to your fridge. Like you wouldn't say it
Yeah.
to these systems that are just like kind of running. But the reason you do say please and thank you to your chat GPT is because they're using natural language and they're like having a conversation with you rather than just spitting out an answer. Like you're not I mean, now
Yeah.
Google uses AI, but before it did, like, you weren't really saying thank you to Google, you were just asking it, "Where's the closest blah, blah, blah."
Yeah. Well, and it's not like just like you're noticing not just chat gtp like or Google, it's like retailers are using AI, Amazon is using AI, like everyone is starting to use AI in multiple different ways. And so that gets really scary because like I feel like your iPhone, right, will recommend stuff for you, but then like AI can, I feel like, take it to another level completely.
Yeah, totally, and I actually so in my professional life, I have a separate podcast, and I work in, like, property management, and so I on that other podcast, we talk about tech tools for property management and kinda how they're used. So one day, I interviewed, a tech or, an AI ethicist. And I love talking with him. He has given me a lot of, like, background, but basically he kinda showed me that, like, the way that we use AI, it can have a lot of disparate impact, and it can kind of take those biases and reproduce them using AI. So, like, it can steer people towards certain decisions based on the questions that they're asking and not really treat everybody fair,
Yeah.
unless it's trained that way, but it's hard
Yeah.
to do that.
I I also feel bad for like everyone who's like a little younger than us now, like growing up in this AI world, because like I saw a clip of a guy who was going to school to get an engineering degree. And AI wasn't a thing when he went to college, but when he graduated, it was. And now he can't find any jobs because obviously they didn't have the course curriculum updated to like appease AI. And like now, I remember back in the day having to write a paper. Like they hated you using the internet. They would allow you one internet source. All the other ones had to be a book. And now it's obviously like when I was in college, they let you use online sources, but now it's like AI people, I feel like, are trying to get away with their papers writing it and like everything. And I'm like, that just stunts your growth. Like that, like I would understand, like, for fact checking reasons, sure. Like, if you wanna be like, "Hey, does this, like, sound correctly?" But I feel like a lot of people aren't using it, in the most effective way, and because I do feel like in some ways it could be helpful, but, yeah, I feel like there's so much chatter around AI that it's it's just a vast topic that, like, no one really knows too
Yeah,
much about.
and we're all still learning, like, it just really blew up over the
Yeah.
last 5 years or so. So now it's just, like, changed the way we all work, in my opinion. I mean, I do use it a lot. Um, Sometimes I'm like, "Am I even using my brain?" Because like, the AI
Yeah.
it comes up with an email response for me, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sounds good." Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm editing it, but, like, we didn't have that years ago.
Right. And I'm all for like change, but this just feels like a lot all at once. Like, I don't know if you've seen or heard of the show Hacks. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's such a good show. But in the latest season, they bring on a guy who, I mean, it's not a rough, like it's not a reality TV, but they bring this guy into the mix where he's like trying to use Deborah Vance's one of the characters' voices for AI,
Mm.
and they talk about how like the AI can write the jokes for you now. And one of the other characters, Ava, is like, "Yeah, but why is AI a thing?" And they're like, "Well, you have to get on board. AI is happening." And she's like, "Yeah, you're the one making it happen. Like these big giants of the industry that just want more and more money for themselves. They've now made it a problem for us that we now have to like either use and understand, or like we're just far behind." They don't they didn't really think, I mean, why would they think of us? But like they didn't think of anyone except, oh yeah, this is going to make us money. And this is a cool new thing and a cool new opportunity for people. But like, I don't think they really thought about it in the long run. Which again, they've never done that for anything. So I'm not saying that they should have, but this is definitely one of those things. It's not like the internet. Well, it's not like when the internet happened. Like that was probably for the best, but this is now like we're like, what would the next thing be in 5 years? That's what I'm scared of. Like,
Yeah. I saw somebody say that, like, the scariest time to be alive was, like, when the plane first came out and, like, the first people riding planes because there was so much unknown and, like, so much they still had to figure out with getting planes to work properly, and so people are saying the same thing about AI is, like, it's kind of a scary time to be around because they are just figuring it out, and there's not a lot of regulation, there's not a lot of, research on it, so it's like, I don't know,
yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
And that applies to a lot of things, right? Like GLP-1.
Yeah,
I know when that first came out, there was not a lot of research. There's been more obviously now. But, you know, obviously not to the scale of AI. Like you can't
yeah.
compare GLP-1 to AI.
Yeah, totally. I did look up some practical ways that people can use AI more responsibly so it can be less scary and like we're saying, like you don't want to get left behind when technology is advancing, but we also want to be mindful as well of our
Yeah.
environment. So some of the things that I saw was like make sure you're not using AI for every little thing. Not every task is going to need AI, but you can use AI for things like quick summaries, brainstorming, learning, accessibility, and automation. It makes more sense than, generating dozens of novelty images and asking AI to do things that a normal search could answer instantly. A good rule of thumb is use AI when it meaningfully saves time or improves your understanding or increases your access rather than just like, again, every little thing.
Yeah.
One of the other things you can do is be really mindful with image and video generation. I personally don't like AI videos and images, like, let's support local art, let's support, people who have that skill set, and half the time, the AI videos and images come out crazy anyways, but that
Yes.
takes up a lot of energy and water, when you
Okay. I feel like I've seen people put like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce edits of AI, and like it doesn't look like them at all.
no more fruit videos.
I know, they're so addictive, but you're right. No,
I
they're
know.
so bad,
I
but they're
know.
so
I mean,
funny.
I don't make them, but they do show up on my
No,
TikTok.
yeah.
I saw
It's
one.
literally oh, I was just gonna say, you literally said it out loud, and then my TikTok the next day was showing them to me. So,
I had
yeah.
one that was like an Xbox cheating on a PS5.
Oh, okay. They've upgraded.
Yeah. I hate it so much, but I also can't look away.
Yeah, no, Sam.
It's bad. And then another thing you can do is make sure you use concise prompts. So instead of just like having those full conversations back and forth, make sure you know exactly what you need from the AI and like include all of that because AI can process multiple things at once. Whereas before it used to be it could only answer one question at a time. Now the AI is advancing so that you can ask everything you need of it all at once.
Okay. I feel like, something I've heard a lot too is people using AI as a therapist,
Mm,
and, I don't recommend doing that at all. So if you're talking to it like a therapist, maybe, go get therapy just because and saying that as like a girl who's been in therapy for many, many years on and off, at least for the past like 10 years. Um, I think the AI is trained to say what you want to hear.
right.
And if you're speaking to an actual person, like I mean, it doesn't have to be a therapist, it could be a friend. Um, they they will. It's not like they won't tell you like they're not going to be like mean to you or whatever. Like they'll tailor it in a way to where it's nice to you if you need advice, but they're going to keep it honest and real with you. And I don't think AI can do that.
I know. I saw this thing on the news. It was really sad. As said, we like to stray away from sad news, but like it was this kid was using it as his therapist and he's like, "Should I off myself?" And the AI was like, "Yeah, like here are all the reasons why you should." Like it was giving it and so the parents were um I think they were suing the AI company because the AI was, like, encouraging it, and never once did it encourage them to, like, lean on a friend or
Call
lean on your
or yeah.
family or yeah, call the hotline or whatever. It was just, agreeing with whatever it was saying, and that's another reason why you shouldn't use it for therapy at the
Right, yeah. I mean, after every episode that handles like a deep topic, whether it's reality TV or scripted TV, they always include a message at the end. Like,
Yeah,
if you know anyone or if you're feeling any way, call this number. And so we definitely should have AI. That should be their first thing. Like, obviously, like call this number or, obviously contact a friend or a family member.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think kind of wrapping up the conversation on AI, like, we can have a balanced perspective on it. We don't have to say, like, it's all or nothing, like, don't use it at all. There are so many tools that we have that incorporate it and we might not even realize. But I think we just need to be careful about being mindful, the way we're using it, how we, interact with it, and support companies that are looking at the way that they're using AI and trying to find a better way to do it. So I
Yeah.
will say, like, you want to look for companies who are building more efficient models, using cleaner energy, and being transparent around the way that they're using AI, because those are the ones that I think are making a really big difference.
Yeah. I guess too with AI, my it's like, having known about it, I think the interesting thing too is how it's, like, driving up, like, rent for people. Like, I saw a news article the other day or a news clip that was like, yeah, it's causing people to, like, now buy homes instead of rent homes because people are charging a crazy amount for rental homes. And, but that makes me, like, curious just because it's like, well, it sounds like no one's running the AI. So, is it because electricity bills are going up or whatever that's then causing people to wanna, like, spend more or have more money to charge you for rent or whatever. So there's still a lot about AI, it sounds like, that we don't know, and, yeah, I think that's kind of why it adds to the scaredness of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I noticed, like, the way that it's evolving as well is, like, people are using it for a search engine. And it's interesting because AI generates different answers every time and, like, kinda based on your search results, so it's not
Yeah,
necessarily being fair when it's giving their information. You could say that about a lot of platforms that are out there, like, people could say that about apartments.com. Like, I can tell you from experience, they charge you for package and where your placement is and all that, so, like, you could say the same thing. But it is interesting the way people are using it for search.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like people are treating it like the internet, but when you use AI, having used it before, sometimes it'll have you pick a response, like, "Oh, did you like response 1 better? Did you?" Because it's learning to tailor
Mhm.
to you specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always learning, which is, I think, the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, wrapping up the AI conversation. Time for our shout out section. Shout out to Carl Radke because he's always saying shout out. Um, is there anything you're loving right now?
So yes, I watched, a few shows this past weekend. We watched the new Michael Jackson documentary
Did
on
you like it?
Netflix. Yeah, it was very interesting. They talked about one of his, like, big trials right before he passed, that he went through, and, all of it started because of an interview that Michael Jackson wanted to do based off of, an interviewer that interviewed Princess Diana,
Mm,
and Michael Jackson was obsessed with Princess Diana, and he said some really wild things in that interview.
mm,
So it was like a three-part, documentary. It was very good. Um, because I feel like we talked about Michael Jackson a couple months ago. I don't know if you remember that.
yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, I thought it was an interesting one. And then I watched a show called The Burrows, which is based, well, not based. It's from the creators of Stranger Things. And this is controversial, but I kind of liked it more than Stranger Things.
Ooh. I mean, that
Um,
last season of Stranger Things bombed, in my opinion.
See, I only watched like 2 or 3 seasons, and I was like, "This is not." I didn't really like it. But, I'm not saying it was a bad show.
Yeah.
I'm just it wasn't I tried it, it was like Breaking Bad, I tried it. It just wasn't for me, but I like Better Call Saul. Anyways,
See, I feel
so,
the opposite. I like Breaking Bad and not Better Call Saul.
see, yeah, but I'm not saying they're bad. It's not bad. I'm just, but yeah, it was really interesting. It was basically, based out of, like, a retirement home, and obviously there's, like, monsters and stuff involved, and there's this monster that they call Mother, um,
Is Mother Hubbard?
and yeah, no. But no, I really liked it. I didn't really know what it was when I put it on, and it was pretty enjoyable. It had some, actors and actresses that, obviously because it's based out of like, so the boroughs is like a retirement community. So, it's a different take. I liked it. So hopefully it gets renewed for season 2.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Um,
Oh, wait, going back to Michael Jackson real quick, I did read a book
yes.
written by Lisa Marie well, I listened to it because they do the audio. Oh my gosh, I can't remember who does the audio, but it's someone famous. Anyways, Lisa Marie Presley's daughter wrote a book. I feel like it was Julia Roberts who narrates, but they talk
Oh,
about how Lisa Marie Presley was married to Michael Jackson, and I did not know that, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." So then they talk about, like, their marriage a little bit, and it was interesting, they were like, "We loved Michael, like, he was nothing but great to us, like, blah, blah, blah." So it is interesting all the things that you hear, and I do need to watch the documentary.
yeah. They take you to, I didn't know his place of residence was called Neverland.
Yeah,
And they have footage of like when they're doing searches inside, and like he has a full sequin bed sheet, which I'm like, that
comfy.
hopefully no one sleeps, yeah, hopefully no one sleeps on that. But it just gives you, like, insight, like, at one point, he took the interviewer shopping, and he's like, "I want this and this," and they're, like, these giant pillars. Obviously, he has tons of money. So it's just, like, you got to see other sides of him. At one point during the trial, he, like it's, like, obviously, his fans are all around him. He gets up on top of the car, and, like, I even thought he was gonna start moonwalking.
Mm,
And someone in the clip was like, "Yeah, we thought he was gonna start moonwalking." He didn't. But, yeah, it was just interesting. Like, we could do this, as they say, offline, because I wanna know your thoughts on, like, what your hot takes are on once you watch it, but
yeah,
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 it was good.
that's on my list for sure.
Um, and then I wanna shout out people that go on Love Island, man.
Have you
Uh,
watched it? I haven't watched yet,
I
and I feel like that should be a topic in our gossip section, but, like, I
yes.
don't know.
You told me I had to start watching it,
I know.
so
I
I
need to
I started watching it last night. Uh, I have thoughts, so I will save them
okay, I'm gonna
to
catch
till
up.
the end.
Well, now that the kids aren't here today, so I have
Yes.
time to
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then the last one, Shep Rose is coming out with a book.
another one?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hold on, I can tell you what the title is. I just saw it on Instagram. I think I might have even sent it to you. Let's see. Shep Rose. Yes. It's called Nothing in Moderation: A Psychedelic Reckoning with Excess.
I
A
feel like
candid
Shep is
memoir about,
always on ayahuasca.
yeah, it literally looks, I don't know if you can
My
see it, how
gosh,
reflective. Yeah,
crazy, it
it
looks like
says
AI.
It says a candid memoir about excess, identity, self destruction, valuing the things we have, and the difficult process of trying to change course. I don't claim to have the answers. In fact, far from it. What I'm trying to tackle is asking the right questions in many ways of us never think about, deploying all resources in hopes of a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
Interesting.
One thing I can promise is this fish out of water, we aren't in Kansas anymore tale of stepping outside your comfort zone will make you laugh and hopefully think, not necessarily in that order.
Hmm. I will listen to the audiobook because I always like a Bravo audiobook.
I just sounds like a man with money,
Yeah,
you know?
like, going on all his little trips.
Mhm. Mhm. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are, I guess,
And
my shout outs.
what does Shep do for a job? Has he ever had a job?
That's a great question. Don't know.
Mm. Okay, so my shout outs this week. I got this water bottle. I gotta shout it out. It's called a Ringo, but it's so freaking
Ew.
cool. I took it on my trip with me, and this is not sponsored in any way. Yeah, it's like a little tripod though. I just gotta find the right magnetic spot, but, like, yeah, I love it. I've been using it nonstop. My other last shout out is, have you listened to Taylor Swift's new song? Because I'm obsessed.
I have
Oh
not. I've heard
gosh!
clips of it. I know. It's just been so crazy the last few days. I know that's not an
Yeah.
excuse, but
No,
yeah.
it is really good, but it's also leading me into the Toy Story theories. Um,
Mhm.
because when I was on my trip, I was with my friend Amelia, and she's like the song is "I Knew What I Knew You," and so she's like, "Came back when it mattered," and so we're like theorizing that Jessie's gonna make her way back to Emily or her daughter or whoever her original owner
Mm.
was, but I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Jessie merch out there, so I feel like this movie has to do with Jessie.
I sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I've seen a clip of where Buzz Lightyear is, like, looking at Jessie with, like, interest.
I feel like they've always been a couple.
No, I thought Woody liked Jessie.
No, Woody likes Bo Peep
Okay, then maybe not.
because there
My
was I
bad.
forget which Toy Story it was 3 or 4, I think it's 3, where he, like, goes into Spanish mode and he's, like, always dancing with Jessie and he's like
Mm, okay.
yeah. But Woody and Bo
Well,
Peep are the move. But my
right.
husband says that the another theory is that it's like an impersonator Woody and that it's not the same Woody. I don't buy that one.
Oh. It's AI.
It's probably AI. I don't believe that one. Just, like, going off the Taylor Swift song, that doesn't track. We'll see.
I also feel like people said that Taylor's trying to get, what part of the EGOT with this, because I think she's only missing one. That could be wrong, but, uh, I feel like if she could get nominated for best original song, like, within a movie, then she might get the EGOT, I think.
Well, the song is banging. I am obsessed. I can't
Alright.
stop listening to it.
I'll listen to it after this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that concludes our show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more spilling and spiraling next week.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.